Hey guys, it's Olivie Blake, and this is me not writing. So, I have like almost no time, and I don't know, you'll never believe this, but waking up basically every hour to comfort / feed my child is like not doing great things for me. My brain feels like it's melting. I know you're gonna get tired of hearing this, but like, guess what? I'm also tired of it. Here's the thing. You've probably heard my announcement by now. If you haven't, the Atlas 6 / the Atlas series is going to be published by Tor in the US, Tor UK in the UK and Commonwealth, and it's also been, there are other foreign publishers involved. I don't know that all of those have been, like, they're not official yet, so I can't announce them, but I can say that international versions and translations are coming, so yay. Audio is also coming. I believe it's going to be released at the same time as the hardcover. But you know, there's a lot of questions, and we're basically going to get into a thing where, like, later in this video, I will basically read to you the frequently asked questions section aloud, but at least that way it will be as if I've answered your question. Last week, I really talked about my like self-publishing journey and knowing that this announcement was going to come out basically the next day. So, you know, I get the feeling that there's probably going to be a lot of people asking me variations of questions like, how did you do this? How did this happen? And, I mean, I've said many times, I don't have a great answer to that. I mean, I didn't technically market the book. Like, I put it out there. I wrote it. I, you know, have been writing for a long time. For basically the last 5 years, I've just written like up a storm. But if you're looking for like publicity secrets or like self-publishing how-tos, how to get notice on Book Talk, I have absolutely no idea. I'm not even on Book Talk yet. The thing is, I just want you guys to know that I have a very, that my child is like very, okay, part of the problem is, I will admit that having a baby does crazy things for like your inner child, which every therapist I've ever had, I have 2 therapists, but every therapist I've ever had has been like, I have a feeling when you have a child, you're going to be a very indulgent parent because like your version of, you know, recreating your first family or whatever is going to involve you giving to your child a lot, like potentially too much. Like if anything, you're going to be too indulgent and not strict enough, which is very shocking to people who know me, but I totally get it. I mean, this boy, like I don't know how I'm going to sleep train. I just don't know how I'm supposed to listen to my son cry. I just don't think, I just don't know. And I definitely do cater to his every need, but also he happens to be very social. And so if I'm not paying attention to him, like if I'm not making eye contact with him, he is very upset. He does this thing that I call going full crab, which is just when he's just like, his whole face transforms and is like, the epitome of misery. So anyway, when I say I'm very busy, it's because like, if I'm literally not looking at my son, he's going to have a meltdown. That's where we're at right now. So I'm literally going through my inbox to just see what we have right now. So someone said, do you have any recs for LGBT books, specifically Women Love Women books? I've been having a difficult time finding any that I haven't outgrown or don't feel extremely othering to me. Okay, well, I don't know whether these things are going to make you feel other, but I'm going to go ahead and recommend, well, first of all, this month's spell read is Affinity by Sarah Waters. Sarah Waters, I've referred to her / she has been referred to as the lesbian Charles Dickens. So if you're into historical, I definitely recommend you join us for that read. It's also, this one is more paranormal than historical, I think. I recently read The Paying Guests. That's the only one I've read by her so far. And that one's definitely like historical / crime. And this one I'm pretty sure is like paranormal, thriller, more horror-y. Also in the thriller vein, Plain Bad Heroines by Emily M. Danforth. I enjoy that. It's a little bit of a weird book, but what I really like about it is that like all the women are queer and there's just no real like, there's just no explanation for this. It just is what it is, which is kind of like, that's comfortable for me. That's kind of how I treat my characters as well. Their sexuality just kind of is what it is, and we don't really need to go into detail about it. I also really enjoy, if you like historical romance, I recommend Olivia Waite. She's very excellent. The Lady's Guide to Yep, my brain's empty. I'll write it down in here. Cat Sebastian, I'm pretty sure has one as well, at least one. Outside of that, you know, I can try to pull things from a list, but that's what comes to mind. I think Honey Girl is a recent one. There's been a lot of young adult books in this vein. Little and Lion is one I read recently. That one was pretty good. That character is bisexual, but she has two female love interests and a male love interest. But I wouldn't count that as a romance. She just happens to be bisexual. It's not really the focus of the book. People who are excited, thank you very much for your excitement. I appreciate this a lot. Everyone saying you deserve this is like really hitting me so weird. It's hard to feel like, you know, like I said, a lot of it just feels like kind of blind, dumb luck. The only thing that I feel comfortable taking credit for is obviously the writing and the fact that I spent 5 years, like really just writing feverishly, like a lot. I mean, I think for certainly 3 out of those 5 years, I was writing at least 20 to 30,000 words a week, working on multiple books and fanfics at a time. You know, I've been like very tired for many years. It's been a long time since I really took time off. And so in terms of things being deserved, then yeah, I hope, you know, in a world where people get rewarded for hard work, then okay, then that's the only scenario in which I can feel like, okay, maybe I deserve some of this. But the extent, how far it went, totally like just beyond anything I could have imagined. You know, before this, people, if you had asked me what I wanted out of my writing career, I just have wanted to make an income, like not even a full income, just basically half an income. Like my husband has a job, and then if my job could be writing and that helps us pay the rent, that was my only goal. And for things to become what they became, it's just, it's hard for me not to feel like I'm just the biggest fraud of all time. Like it just, yeah. So for those of you who, in case you're wondering if I've forgotten how this happened, I have not forgotten. I owe a lot of people a lot to just with how this went. A lot of this was out of my control. But at the same time, it was a lot of work that got me here. And I feel very gratified that, you know, is being recognized. It's just so hard for me to take credit for anything. Plus, like pretty much the only thing that's going on in my brain right now is I need to sleep. I need to write the sequel. That's all I'm thinking about. Someone reminding me that there was an edit on Twitter by user Deckerstar, which I actually don't know what that pairing is. I think it's Lucifer. But anyway, they're reminding me that was a thing on Twitter that kind of jump-started this Atlas 6 thing. They are talking about how they would like to see a certain pairing. I'm just going to continue writing. I mean, I'm the one that wrote the book, so I'm just going to go ahead and assume that I know what I'm doing, and I'm going to keep doing it if that's cool with you. So that's, yeah. Someone asked, the book coming out in March is the same Atlas 6 book with a new cover. Is that right? No, that is not right. So the paperback is gone. You may still see it in stores, but once they sell out, it will not be reordered. That version is essentially gone. So if you have the paperback version, congratulations, you now own a rare first edition. The ebook that is currently out right now has a different cover, but is the exact same book. The book that comes out in March, which is the hardcover version and the new ebook, basically consider that a special edition, the Atlas 6. It's going to be hardcover. It's going to be revised. It's edited by me. There's about 10,000 added words of material in there. Hey, do you want like 1 to 6 physical descriptions from me? It's going to be in the new version along with some other things. So it's revised by me. It has new/more art, and it is the hardcover, and the new ebook that comes out those are the same thing. We can run through that again later. Yeah, Atlas 6 has a UK publisher. Yes, it does. That is super exciting. It's gaining popularity on Facebook. That's great to hear. Thank you very much. Hello, Olivie. I'm not sure if you're in charge of this, but the official artist of your books posted drawings of the Atlas 6 characters. Could they post drawings of Masters of Death and one for my enemy? Ha! Okay, so here's the thing. I am 100% in charge of my self-published books, and you're talking about my self-published books, so yes, I'm in charge of that. Lil Kimura, if you did not know, which it seems like you did not know, is a close personal friend in addition to my creative partner. I think that she has plans to publish some of those illustrations, or I don't know if she's doing newer versions or if she's just going to post. I don't know, but that's like in her queue basically. Right now she's working on Clara and the Devil, which is posting every Tuesday. So yeah, you'll see more art from her just eventually. I think you might have to be one of her patrons on Patreon. I'm not 100% sure about that, but you should be anyway. She's fantastic and is worth it. Okay, that's everything on my Tumblr. Now we are going to jump into the frequently asked questions section. Sorry, this is probably all over the place, but all right. So, question 1, what is the difference between the ebook that's available now with a new cover and the self-published edition? And the answer is they're the exact same. The only thing that's different is the cover. Next question, what is the difference between the current ebook and the ebook that will be published in March? And that's what I just explained. They're going to be different. So essentially, anything that you can buy right now is the same. It just has the Tor cover on it. Anything that you buy that comes out, that releases in March, the audiobook, the hardcover, the ebook, that is all updated material. So that is, like I said, revised and include new art in the new cover. Will the ebook so if you buy the Tor ebook, the one that's available now, as of September 28th, Tor took over the Atlas 6. They took over the Atlas series. So if you bought anything prior to September 28th, that is old and it's first edition and it's gone now. If you bought September 28th or later, that will be updated on March 1st. So if you bought the ebook on September 28th, then it will update to the new version on March 1st. Will the price of the ebook change when the hardcover comes out? Yes, because it will include more stuff. Why will the new ebook be more expensive? Because it will be revised, edited, and contain new art and a new cover. How soon will the Atlas 6 be available in other countries and languages? So Tor does not have any information on this yet because they're still negotiating a lot of these deals. I am also the last to know about these things. I just know that they're coming. In talking about self-publishing, traditional publishing, I don't have any control on which international publishers make these deals with Tor. Tor does that, so they will probably know before I do. But I will tell you as soon as I do. Will there be any pre-order swag for the hardcover edition of the Atlas 6? Like I said, let's just really treat this as a special edition version because yes, there is going to be a whole pre-order campaign. So yeah, Tor says keep your receipt of the hardcover or audio edition if you purchase it before the campaign is announced in order to enter the swag pre-order stuff. That's crazy. That I didn't actually read this very closely when they sent it to me. So that's fun. Will there be an audiobook? Yes, it will be available on March 1st. People have been asking me about voice actors and stuff like that. I don't know. This is a super compressed timeline, so I don't think those decisions have been made yet, but they will be being made very soon. So as soon as I have that to share with you, I will. Right now, I can't tell you. Is the Atlas 6 part of a series? Yes. How many books are in the series? It's a trilogy. There will be 3 books, which was my original plan. I always wanted to do 3 books, and then I kind of thought, in my mind, I was like, probably I'm the only one who wants this, so I'm just gonna have to do it in my spare time. Like I'm gonna have to focus on my young adult public, like all my traditional publishing things, and then I'll get to it. So in that case, maybe I'll just make the second book extra long. It would have been terrible. That would have been a disaster. But the point is, now I have the freedom to really complete the trilogy like I really wanted it to. It is my main job. So yes, I get to actually focus my energy on this. You're going to get it sooner even than I thought I was going to be able to get it to you. So yeah, current plan is October 2022 for book 2 and summer 2023 for book 3. Yeah, that's, like I said, it's a really compressed timeline for me. But book 2 is really going to be the hard one because I'm dealing with my child who doesn't sleep. Book 3, I'm just going to keep, as soon as book 2 ends, I'm just going to keep writing book 3. So Yeah. Will Tor publish a paperback or just a hardcover? Yes, they will do a paperback as well, and it will probably get here before the hardcover of book 2, but there's no info on that. Will the next 2 books in the trilogy still be self-published? No, they will not. They'll be published by Tor. Tor has a lot more resources than I do. I still see the Atlas 6 available for purchase in some bookstores now. Is this Tor's edition or the self-published edition? This is the self-published edition, and once those sell out, they will not be in stock again. Will there be a book tour? It's not confirmed at the moment, but be on the lookout for more information is what they say. I'm willing to go on a book tour. I'm willing to go to bookstores and do readings and stuff like that. So I think it's like a thing that could happen. And I really hope, if that's the case, that I will see some of you there. Who designed the cover? The jacket designer is Jamie Stafford Hill. And then the other questions are my answers to things. So why did I decide to work with a traditional publisher? I talked about this in last week's video. It just comes down to access. I've said like a million times, I'm not really a business person. I just want to write books. And it was kind of getting to the point where the Atlas 6 needed a business person. It needed someone who was going to be able to do the international contracts and get the translations and work on audio and all this stuff. And like, that's just not my wheelhouse. All I want to do is write my stories and, you know, raise my child and yeah, talk about the book. I love to talk. I still hope to talk to as many people who want to talk to me as possible in the same way that I have been doing as a self-published author. But, you know, when it comes to actually providing things to people, it's much easier to have a publisher do it. It's also great to have the editorial resources. My editor, Molly McGee, is fantastic. She's really sharp. She really understands what I'm trying to do with this trilogy. And she also kind of keeps me from being too cerebral. So yeah, having like a broader reach of sensitivity readers and someone who keeps me from being in my own head and keeps me from sort of just like using my weaknesses as a crutch. You know, I am not big on like setting descriptions or physical descriptions. So having someone be like, you need to tell us where we are is kind of, it's going to make the books better. How is working with a publisher different from publishing the book by myself? I used to have complete freedom, but complete freedom can be really stressful at the same time when, you know, I was never expecting to have to serve a large audience. So people who are waiting on things at a certain time or want to have access to things, I just keep repeating the same things over and over. But I just want you to know how much of a relief it is to know that I can write the story I always intended to tell, hopefully the story that has made you guys excited and feel like, you know, this book speaks to you in some way. I get to just work on that while someone else makes it available in your market or in your language or in your audio preference. So yeah, okay. I think, okay, that's all for now. That's all I'm going to cover for now. I'm anticipating more questions maybe, and then I can answer those like moving forward. I think I kind of vaguely was like, you know, I think at some point I'm going to get on Book Talk, just at this moment, because I'm going to have to really kind of not close shop, but sort of on social media until book 2 is finished. From now until the end of the year, I'm going to be really focused on, you know, in-house stuff. So just trying to write a book. Social media is not going to really be my focus, but next year, leading up to the release of the hardcover edition, I am going to hopefully be around a lot more. And all of next year is going to be, it's going to be the Atlas 6 in March, the Atlas 6 special edition in March, My Mechanical Romance in May, and then the Atlas Paradox, which we're referring to it as book 2 because the title is not finalized. No one else has seen what I've written so far, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be the title. So I don't know. That's what I'm working with right now. That's going to be in October. So yeah, which is approximately when I thought it would be, when I thought I was going to have to publish it myself. Okay. So anyway, I know I talked really fast and I gave a lot of information. That frequently asked questions is in the below. Thank you so much for your support. If you've said kind things to me, I've seen it and I've meant to like it or comment and reply. And if I haven't, it's just, again, the child. But yeah, this really is huge for me. It's crazy. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. And people who are looking for advice, I don't know. I worked hard and I did what I could, but ultimately I just wrote a story that spoke to the right people. And I don't know why, I don't know how, but I'm really glad and really grateful that that happened. So anyway, this has been me, Olivie Blake, not writing, and I'll see you next week.